Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and thank you, Mr. Russo, for coming today. Appreciate your service to our nation. I'm just going to run through a few questions if I can. As my understanding, I'm not a bureaucrat. I've just been in Congress for a few years. Inspector Generals are tasked with conducting oversight, providing reports to Congress. Your work should include audits, evaluations, and investigations. The aim is to ensure transparency and to boost accountability to Congress and accountability to the American people. These reports give us the requisite information to better inform Congress and the American people and make changes to rules and laws. But to do this, however, the Inspector General must be truly independent. Independent of the department, independent of the agency that it is overseeing, so that a fair, balanced analysis can be provided. I'd like to ask a series of questions regarding your independence, your relationship with the Capitol Police, as well as its board. First of all, can you tell me what role do you play in the hiring decisions for personnel broadly at the U.S. Capitol Police?
As far as hiring decisions within the U.S. Capitol Police, nothing.
Correct.
I'm not involved with that.
Not at all.
No, sir.
Right. Thank you. Recently, the U.S. Capitol Police hired a new chief administrative officer. What role did you play, if any, in that hiring?
In that instance, I was asked to participate in the initial review team that looked over the first level of applicants for the sole purpose of determining if their background and accomplishments demonstrated the same as the position description for that position.
All right, so just screening, essentially.
That's all it was, the top screen.
All right. At the Capitol Police, the CAO oversees a number of offices related to financial management, human resources, IT, as well as other functions. Can you describe what relationship you have with the CAO?
Only from the standpoint of that position being over the administrative functions of the agency, and we would interface as it relates to our audit work that might affect those areas, as you mentioned, finance, HR, the various administrative support functions for the police department.
Okay. During the hiring in the new CAO, who asked you to review the resumes when you did that?
The chief of staff for the department.
Okay. What other ways did you participate in the hiring of the process of the new CAO?
That was the extent of it. After the first
Did you speak with the candidate or anything like that? Or
no,
just
sir.
Just review the
just the original, and there was, well, I didn't sit on a board. I didn't.
You just made a recommendation that the process could move forward. Is that correct or not?
We ended up with, I think it was 5 candidates that met the position description and passed that on. Beyond that, I wasn't involved.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Lastly, just about the hiring of the new CAO, do you believe it's appropriate for the IG to participate in the process that you're stating, given the nature of your role and the oversight that you should be provided?
So I was careful to only be involved at the very top level. I certainly didn't rank or promote any one individual for that position. So
how did it move forward from when you reviewed things? How did you sign off on that?
Yes, sir. There was 3 members doing the first review, and we took a group of names, identified who matched the position description, and those, as far as I know from there, the names were pushed up to the chief or to another hiring board. I'm not sure the details on what went on.
That was your extent of it?
That was my extent of it, yes, sir.
Okay. All right, just changing gears just a little bit. How often do you meet with the U.S. Capitol Police Board?
So monthly or as needed if things come up, but I would say on average monthly, and there may have been 1 or 2 off meetings based on issues that come up.
Are these oversight meetings? What are they? What kind of meetings are they?
So the monthly meeting is a standard meeting that the board has every quarter. I provide a presentation.
Is the police chief there?
Generally he is, yes.
Okay. All right. Just a couple other questions. Do you have a legal counsel on your staff?
I do.
You do?
Yes, sir.
All right. Do you meet with them how often?
As needed.
On an ad hoc basis. Okay. Last question in mind. How often do you speak with the Capitol Police Counsel Office?
Not often.
Anybody just, can you describe that just a little bit, or?
If there's an HR issue, I've talked to them. You know, if there's a emerging issue within the department, there may be some communication for familiarity purposes, but that's about
Only
it,
on an incident-specific basis.
I would say.
Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Thank you for appearing. Mr. Chairman, I'll yield back.
The gentleman